You ever look around and wonder how many smiles are just lies in disguise? In a world full of masks, being real is the most dangerous thing you can be, and the most powerful. You know what I love about this world? The masks. Oh, not the ones at masquerade balls. No. Those are honest. At least you know you're being lied to. I'm talking about the everyday ones. The ones stitched from fear and stitched tighter by insecurity. The ones people wear like second skin. Smiles worn by cowards. Nods from snakes. Handshakes from ghosts, cold, hollow, meaningless. Fake faces. They're everywhere. On your screen. In your workplace. At your dinner table. In the people you trust. And sometimes in the mirror. Yeah, that one stings, doesn't it? They'll pat your back today and twist the same hand into a blade tomorrow. They'll dance at your funeral with tears in their eyes. But not because you're gone, because finally you're out of their way. They cheer the loudest when you're down. Why? Because your fall makes them feel taller. They disappear when you climb. Why? Because your light burns holes through their paper-thin personas. They hide behind filters, behind likes and empty comments, behind words like loyalty and family. But those words rot in their mouths because they've forgotten what they even mean. They wear fake love like perfume, sweet at first, but toxic when it lingers. Lies so thick, they can't hear the truth screaming anymore. They forgot what honesty tastes like, what real connection feels like. But you feel it, don't you? That itch under your skin when something's off. That gut instinct you keep trying to silence. That voice inside that whispers, they're not real. None of this is real. You see through it, through the charades, the curated smiles, the hollow praise. And maybe, just maybe, that makes you dangerous. Because in a world full of masks, the one who sees faces is the one they fear the most. You see through the illusion, the way they smile with their teeth, but their eyes, dead. Their soul, sold for attention, for clout, for scraps of validation from people who don't even know who they are. They want you to play nice, to fit in, to shut up, to blend into the gray, to fade into the background noise like everyone else. They want you masked, muted, tamed. But you were born to break that mold. You were made of something raw, something untamed. You weren't designed for cages. You were built to burn them down. His voice turned savage, raw, almost snarling like a lion that's tasted blood. Let them gossip. Let them whisper behind trembling smiles and rehearsed lines. Let them throw shade, because it means you're shining. Let them build their little paper empires of deceit, their fragile kingdoms of ego and insecurity. And then you walk in, like thunder, like a storm wrapped in skin. Honest, unfiltered, terrifyingly real. That's not just defiance, that's power. Because while they're busy being liked, sculpting fake lives out of borrowed personas, you're busy carving your legacy into stone. Being legendary doesn't require applause. It requires truth and the courage to carry it, even when it cuts. So go on, rip off their fake faces with your presence. Smile at their doubt like it's a joke. Dance with their fear, step for step, eye to eye, like you were born for it. And when the ashes settle, when the liars have faded, when the masks have melted, when the noise has finally gone quiet, make sure they remember the one soul who stood alone, unafraid, unmasked, unbreakable, the one who chose to be real in a world drowning in fakes. You don't need their love. You were never made to beg for crumbs of affection from hands that only applaud when you're on your knees. You don't need their validation, their approval, their hollow praise dressed up as support. They only love you when you're quiet, when you're small, when you play their game by their rules. But you were born to build your own arena, to write your own name in thunder, to disrupt, not conform. So no, you don't need their love. You need their silence, that stunned, breathless silence, when you rise like fire from the ashes they buried you in, when their whispers turn to awe, when their smirks fade into fear, when the ones who doubted you have no choice but to watch. Watch as you become everything they said you couldn't, everything they secretly feared you would. You don't need their hands to lift you, just their eyes to witness the unfolding. Because in the end, you don't need to be loved by the crowd. You just need to become the storm that makes them go quiet.